In the words of Michelle Obama, there is no limit to what we, as women, can accomplish. This powerful declaration captures the essence of her journey, marked by resilience, strength, and an unwavering belief in every individual's potential. Michelle Obama emerged as a global role model, a result of years of dedication rooted in her experiences growing up on the South Side of Chicago. Born in 1964, Michelle LaVaughn Robinson faced challenges of economic disparity and racial inequality. Her family's modest means fueled her ambition, making education her weapon against a society that often sought to undermine her potential. Her parents instilled the importance of education, emphasizing that it was the key to unlocking the future. "You can't just sit back and wait for things to happen," her mother often said, planting seeds in her mind that blossomed into a quest for knowledge. Navigating the predominantly white halls of Princeton University, Michelle faced daunting challenges as one of the few students of color. Yet, she thrived, determined to prove her presence mattered. Each lecture became a stepping stone toward not just personal success but a commitment to uplifting others who shared her experiences. As she walked across the Ivy League campus adorned with Gothic architecture, the weight of expectation pressed heavily on her shoulders. The echo of her footsteps on the marble floors symbolized her resolve. She was here to spell her name in history. With a law degree from Harvard, she entered the workforce, armed with education and fierce resolve. But the corporate world revealed its challenges. Michelle, a minority in a high-powered environment, felt the weight of her identity. The conference rooms, filled with predominantly white faces, echoed with opinions that often seemed dismissive of her contributions. She fought to be heard, to make her mark, and it was within that crucible of corporate America where her true resolve was forged. Rather than conform, Michelle sought a path in public service, recognizing her talents could better serve the community. "I wanted to engage in work that had meaning," she reflected, marking a pivotal shift that led her to create initiatives empowering young people and improving community health. It was during her work at the University of Chicago, where she became the Associate Dean of Student Services, that she truly began to understand the power of community engagement. Her focus was not just on individual achievement but on creating systems that nurtured collective success. She envisioned a university where each student felt seen and valued, where support was not just an afterthought but a foundational principle. Becoming First Lady was a role laden with pressure and scrutiny. For Michelle, it was an opportunity to transform the narrative. She was an ordinary woman thrust into extraordinary circumstances, ready to embrace the challenge. In her years as First Lady, she redefined the role, becoming a voice for the voiceless, a champion of health, education, and military families. She was no longer just the wife of a president, she was a powerful advocate in her own right. One of her first initiatives was Let's Move. Launched in February 2010, the campaign aimed to combat childhood obesity, an epidemic that disproportionately affected communities of color and low-income families. Michelle, inspired by her upbringing in Chicago, traveled the country advocating for healthier school lunches and access to nutritious food. The visuals were stark: children at lunch tables staring at processed foods, while she envisioned vibrant salad bars brimming with fresh produce. This campaign was personal, rooted in her own experiences. She emphasized making healthy choices accessible and affordable, collaborating with farmers and promoting community gardens, which transformed barren spaces into lush, productive environments where children learned to cultivate their food. Community events unfolded in parks, where families gathered, laughter and joy mingling with the fresh scents of vegetables and fruits, igniting a passion for healthier living. Yet, Michelle faced relentless scrutiny. Accusations of being too outspoken and ambitious followed her. Critics labeled her elitist and out of touch, but she countered these narratives with grace, remaining true to herself. In 2011, she launched Joining Forces, supporting military families and their unique challenges. This initiative, born from her father's veteran status, encouraged communities to rally around these families, fostering a supportive environment. In a poignant moment, she visited a military base, connecting with children who dealt with parents deployed in combat zones. The atmosphere was filled with mixed emotions, the pride of service intertwined with the sorrow of absence. Her empathy transcended the formalities of her role, as she listened to their stories, sharing hugs and laughter, offering a comforting presence that resonated deeply. Michelle also prioritized education. In 2013, she launched Reach Higher, inspiring students to pursue higher education. She shared her own story of perseverance, illustrating how education paved her path to success. "You can't just be good enough, you have to be better," she told students, urging them to dream big. She visited schools across the nation, each time facing packed auditoriums of eager young faces, their eyes wide with possibility. The gymnasiums were filled with the electric buzz of hope, as she encouraged them to envision futures where they could lead and make impactful changes. She reminded them that their dreams were valid, that their futures could be bright, and that education was their gateway to an empowered life. Throughout her time in the White House, Michelle faced challenges yet maintained her poise. Her platform was a privilege and an opportunity to inspire. Her speeches about resilience resonated, urging others to stand tall against adversity. On stages across America, she spoke to diverse audiences, her voice a steady beacon of hope, compelling listeners to embrace their stories of struggle as catalysts for change. In May 2016, she delivered the commencement address at the City College of New York, where she said, "You are not defined by the mistakes you make, but by how you rise after falling." These words echoed in the hearts of students who faced their own struggles, inspiring them to rise against the odds, encouraging them to define their paths. As her tenure progressed, Michelle crafted an enduring legacy intertwined with the fight for equality. With every initiative and heartfelt encounter, she built a bridge toward a more equitable future, embodying the spirit of resilience. Her commitment to young girls' education, health, and leadership echoed in initiatives like the Global Girls Alliance, which aimed to empower adolescent girls worldwide. In schools, she shared the stories of trailblazers like Malala Yousafzai, igniting a fire within young women to dream without boundaries. She used her influence to advocate for marginalized voices, pushing for reforms not only in policy but in the very attitudes that often stifled potential. Her journey was a testament to the transformative power of determination. With every challenge, she inspired countless individuals to believe in their potential. From her outreach programs to her candid discussions about mental health, Michelle became a beacon of hope, reminding the world that resilience can light the way to change. Her efforts bore fruit in initiatives that saw increased funding for public schools and health programs targeting youth, demonstrating the tangible impacts of her vision. Schools began to incorporate health and wellness into their curriculums, while community centers blossomed with programs designed to uplift and educate. In 2008, standing before an audience at the Democratic National Convention, Michelle delivered a speech that encapsulated her life's work. She wove her upbringing with dreams and proclaimed, "For the first time in my adult life, I am really proud of my country." Her words ignited a spirit of activism, portraying her as a significant figure in American history. This moment was pivotal, as it marked a shift in how many viewed not only her role as First Lady but the very fabric of America itself, urging citizens to reflect on their shared responsibility in shaping a more inclusive society. As we reflect on Michelle Obama's monumental legacy of empowerment and advocacy for education and healthy living, we see her influence shaping dialogues around equity, women's rights, and education. Young girls are inspired to envision futures where they can lead and create change. Her initiatives have left an indelible mark, addressing obesity and encouraging higher education. In classrooms across the nation, her words continue to inspire, reflecting her impact in a generation of students who are more aware of their potential and more empowered to claim it. Her words echo amid ongoing social inequalities, demonstrating that resilience guides those grappling with societal limitations. Through her advocacy, she has ushered forth a generation of young activists who recognize the power of their voices. Michelle has become a symbol of strength, embodying the transition from silence to prominence on critical issues. She has shown us that it is not enough to dream, we must act, and we must do so with purpose and determination. Ultimately, her legacy is a call to continue the fight for equitable opportunities. In her words, "When they go low, we go high," reminds us that dignity should guide our actions, shaping better societies for future generations. The story of Michelle Obama urges us to take ownership of our narratives, to express our truth, and to mentor those who will follow in our footsteps. The future remains an open canvas, inspired by resilience. In the tapestry of history, Michelle Obama's vibrant thread stands out, woven into the narrative of social justice and empowerment. Each of us holds the capacity to affect change. Will we embrace it? The stories of resilience resonate within us all. We are the authors of our destinies, and our actions echo the legacies of those who came before us.